Hi everyone, today we are talking to the exquisitely beautiful Aditi Rao Hydari on Filmfare Middle East. Welcome Aditi to Filmfare Middle East and to
Thank you.
Dubai.
Thank
It's not
you.
every day that we catch you over here.
And I'm so
So
happy to be
glad.
here.
And you are here, of course, to also to celebrate the success of Taj
Yeah.
Divided by Blood, which we must say was a beautiful, beautiful series. And well, you have brought to life Anarkali. How was that? And preparing for a role like that, a historic character, which we
Hon-
know so much.
Honestly, the jitters only happened during promotions. Before that, it was all like practical stuff, listening to your director, making sure that, one of the things that I think I was very particular about was, when I first heard Anarkali, though I had initially said no multiple times because I was shooting in Chennai and Vizag simultaneously, and I had my hands full with
Right.
something, and I was like, how am I going to give this time? But they just refused to take no for an answer, and I feel like that's all destiny. That they were just like, you have to do it, and we're not doing this without you. And I was like, okay, and I just said yes, and I got into it, and then I started shooting. And honestly, when I was shooting, I didn't feel that kind of pressure. My main thing at shoot was to make sure that her agency, as a there's something about Anarkali where it's very easy to make her into just this tragedy filled ethereal, wounded girl, But somewhere I felt, and also the context of how it was all done, and
Yes.
the new perspective, etc. I felt like, especially if we're making it now, and I'm not comparing it with the other. I'm just saying generally in the writing of Anarkali, it can be looked at like that. But I just had a very sort of honest discussion with the team, and they were a global team, you know. And I thought, let me at least say what is on my mind, and if they accept it, okay. If they don't, also it's fine. It's my job as an actor to, to breathe life into their vision. And I was just like, here is a girl who at 12 has been locked up, 12, 13 has been locked up. She still dreams of love, of freedom. She still believes, and hopes for, a better life and a happy, free life. And when she falls in love, she falls in love with so much conviction that knowing her, that she would get the worst punishment, she still stands by it. So a girl like that is very courageous, and she's very fearless. And I was like, because when we were discussing various things, and they would narrate it to me, and I said, there's no point at which I want to look down, because if the emperor has wronged me or has locked me up or whatever, it is not my fault. It is their bad. So I will never show shame in my eyes. And I felt it was so important for her to stand solid, for the truth. So I enjoyed doing that a lot. And also working on my lines, and I know, like as you said, and during promotions you realize that it again hits you that this is an iconic part. It is performed by iconic actor. The Madhubala ji is like so beautiful and so iconic, and Mughal-e-Azam is iconic. It should never be touched again. But then again, here it's another perspective.
Right.
And somewhere I feel destiny and possibly her blessings made sure that people actually liked it and gave me so much love for it. So
I'm just
very,
glad the filmmakers stuck to their conviction and got you to say
I'm also
yes.
very happy.
So glad, because the kind of the like we were saying, the kind of resilience and the grace, like the dignity that you have brought to the character through the courage that you have
Thank
shown
you.
on
That
screen.
means a lot to hear.
No, absolutely. You have done complete justice. And what you were talking about being fearless and the freedom. Aditi, personally, also as an actor, I'm sure you had to make some very fearless choices,
Yeah.
which we have seen through your career, whether in South, whether in Bollywood. You have done movies which have seen very brave choices as an actress. So, is that something that just came out of your inner space?
I think so, yeah. Because seemingly, at least to the world, like I don't seem like somebody, like in fact people keep saying, oh, she's so like
Delicate.
like fragile and whatever people say, whatever they have to say, which is okay, accept. I mean, of course I accept it, and yes, maybe it's because of the way that I look and speak, etc., etc., and it is a part of me. But I feel that they are not two mutually exclusive things. To have conviction, to be resilient, to be courageous, and you can show courage in many ways.
Absolutely.
You don't have to shout and scream. You don't have to fight. You don't have to outwardly show rebellion. But there can be chah to live the life that you want to live, to make the choices that you want to make. And I think that is what empowerment means to me. To make choices, to live by them, and to authentically live by them, and to be comfortable with them. And I think, like, to me, that is what being fearless is. And in my own way, I think I've done what I believe in and what I want to do, and been as authentic in my choices as possible. But I will say that there have been people around me and directors around me who have really nurtured me through that process, because whatever it is, we're also growing up
Right.
as we
Evolving,
work, and
of course.
evolving, growing up, and sometimes you are faced with situations which are scary. But I feel somewhere if you just listen to yourself, and you listen to your true voice, you will make a decision that you can look in the mirror and stand by. And yes, your journey might be tougher. It might take a few more years, or it might take a little more time, or it might be like up and down or whatever, but it will be something that you can be
Proud of, and I think
yeah,
you
I
can,
guess proud
look
of.
back, you know that you taken a decision, and you're ready to kind of then
Yeah, and we
stay
make
by,
those
stick
type
by
of,
it.
honestly, we make those type of decisions every day
Absolutely.
with something or the other. And aren't we a sum total of the decisions that we make? That is what makes us who we are. That is what makes us like whatever it is that people see and what it is that we stand for. So I think it's like really important to be
Listen
true
to
to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And where do you draw that strength from to kind of, stick by your convictions and be passionate about, what you want to follow, and then just go for it?
I think at the beginning it starts with family, to have a really super solid family, and you learn by example. So you see people around you who are exemplary, who also live like that, who also are so courageous in their choices, but at the same time, like there is an artistic side to them, or so you realize that these are not two mutually exclusive things, and you don't have to choose one or the other.
Right.
So I think first it stems from family, and then it also then stems from just accepting yourself for who you are. And I think again that comes with just learning every day, and saying that if you are if you are authentic, and if you are comfortable with who you are, then people also see that.
The
And
honesty, yeah.
yeah, and
You're
I
being
think
honest, right?
yeah. So yeah, I guess I don't know, that's what it stems from. But I don't yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. I don't know.
Okay, but
beyond
how
it.
have your choice of kind of roles, because over the years you have, I'm sure, said more like no to a lot more projects than you have agreed to. So how has that choice changed in the years that you have worked in the industry?
It's not like I've said no, but it's like I'm like, if I'm doing something as an actor, I mean, if I'm there as an actor and I'm spending so much time on a film set and I love the work that I do, then I want to look forward to going to set every day. Also for me, like, I think working with Manisa really changed my life in every way that I can imagine. It was also because it was a growing up dream to be a Mani Ratnam heroine. And then when I worked with him, I realized that this is how I always want to work, where your work environment is a combination of nurture and challenge.
Right.
And you can be a fearless little kid, on set, and your directors give you that space to be that. So I think it's not about being snooty and saying no, or people use the word picky. No, I'm not saying you're saying it, but people have that thing.
Right.
But
Why
I'm
would she
like,
say no?
you want to be your best self for the people. Then you want to give you want to give more than 100%, you know, and you want to do that with your full heart and soul. And I think you can only do it when I can, me. I can only do it when I truly love and respect the people I'm working with, and when I feel like I can learn every day on set. And you can do that with a new director, or you can do that with a very experienced director. So for me, I'm a director's baby, and that is the first thing I look at, is I want to be on set and breathe life into the vision of this director, you know. And that's where it starts from, honestly. And it's just so happened that I've done more like what people say intense kind of love stories, etc. So it doesn't mean that I don't like a fun comedy, or I don't enjoy watching like a Pushpa or whatever. I enjoy watching that also.
Yeah.
But I have to get that kind of stuff for me to say yes, you know. So I think every good thing that has come my way, I have said yes to. And the things that I haven't done haven't actually turned out so good.
No.
So it's fine.
Wow. You know, we actually want to talk so much about your filmography, especially because, you have done so much of a variety of roles out there. Like even Jubilee, like most recently, and Psycho. And I'm saying Psycho because I can't pronounce a lot of your South movies, right?
Yeah, Psycho is an easy one.
Psycho is an easy one. But I have seen a lot of your work, and you are brilliant in all of it.
Thank you.
But I think we are running short on time. So I have this quick question round for you. If you had a theme song in your mind for yourself, what song would it be?
Wow, a theme song for myself. I love La Vie en Rose. Then I love Moon River. These are the songs I like and that I connect to.
Okay, one superpower you wish you had.
Magic. Because we have magic, you can do everything.
Wow, that is a first. Okay, if you could be anyone in history, who would you be?
No, I'll be myself only.
No, seriously, go back in history, think of someone. See, you are going to be a part of history anyway.
Yay!
This is an extra option.
Say that louder.
Yes, Aditi, you are a brilliant piece of cinematic history and history in overall. So, yes.
If I were to be anybody historically, well, as an actor, it would be Audrey Hepburn, because I love her as a human being and as an actor. Apart from that,
If Audrey Hepburn was in Bollywood, I think she would be you too.
yay! Say that louder. Yeah, that's what I can think of at this
Bollywood's
point.
Audrey Hepburn, yes. Okay. One thing that no one knows about you.
I have dimples on my shoulders.
Wow.
I can do a headstand. Many things people don't know about me. And also there are many things that I don't know about myself that people know about me.
Okay.
That's the interesting part.
That's the more interesting part.
I'm
So-
just like, oh, really? That's nice. Interesting.
Okay, what is the one thing that you can't stand in your co-actor ever?
I've actually had good co-actors. All my co-actors have been really nice. Okay. Sometimes when certain people try to micromanage what you have to do, especially when you're new. So like if I have to say, मैंने दरवाज़ा खोला और मैंने, okay, so they have to interrupt you, okay? Now, if the person in front of me, and this has happened to me, has told me, you have to interrupt me you have to interrupt me when I say, तुमने दरवाज़ा
At Kirk.
then you have to interrupt me. I'm like, but you have a sentence, na? मैंने दरवाज़ा खोला और फिर मैंने so I'll interrupt you somewhere. So I'm thinking that in my head, but I'm new, na? So I have to keep my mouth shut. So I'm being told कि तुमने दरवाज़ा now interrupt me. Punch.
Have you done that ever?
Punch someone. In my mind I have.
Oh.
But I'm like,
What's the way to win your heart?
make me laugh.
Okay, so we are winning
And
your
feed
heart.
me good food.
Okay, that we'll do next. And who's your spirit animal?
A unicorn.
Perfect. So dreams and rainbows.
Yes,
And
always.
love always.
I believe there are unicorns outside waiting for me.
Okay. And if you could go on a dinner date with anyone, including history, you could go on a dinner date with Akbar.
So
also.
that's too big a choice. Satyajit Ray, and I'd ask him to make a film for me.
Wow. You have.
Being a greedy actor.
Okay. I'm going to make this really good.
And I would make sure that that film goes to the Oscars.
Yes. That would be something. Okay. One thing that you would have wanted to ask Anarkali.
What would you want to ask Anarkali?
I would have asked that in spite of being in captivity for so long, at back then,
How did you?
how did she find that strength, or who was that one person? Like, what gave her
Ha,
hope
in this story of Anarkali.
in this story or
Yeah.
Anarkali?
But I
Janaki?
somehow having played her, I kind of know what gave her hope. You know what it is?
Maybe,
It's the
yeah.
fact that she's an artist. An artist, their biggest superpower is the fact that they have an imagination.
True that.
And they are constantly creating in their brains, and there's that childlike quality that stays alive in them, and that's what she has.
Absolutely.
So that's what kept her hopeful and constantly kept her dreaming.
Amazing.
I mean, that's what I drew from when I was playing her.
Right. So I think you have Anarkali pretty much sorted in your head.
I would actually ask her, why didn't you make like a, your jailer, whoever who is dafnaing you? I was like, you should have told him, yeah, please, मेरे को यहाँ से जाने दो. अच्छे से पूछो, जाने दो.
जाने देता. But anyway, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Aditi, for talking to us on Filmfare Middle East.